Do you feel that the beauty market industry used to play on our minds using our desires, insecurities, and our aspirations to sell and sell?
I think that is true, and more when we come across several pieces of advice on social media, mostly for women. From how to have your skin, how to have the perfect body, and what clothes you have to buy, to what type of habits you must have. From my standpoint, sometimes this doesn't represent a good measure. It's like they're spicing things up just to sell.
Yeah, the beauty industry used to send a message that say that we have to be on the latest fashion trend, that without X product, your best version is not complete.
And to our beautiful audience, don't believe that.
Hello everyone, we are Danny and Luz and welcome to our podcast
Latte
Latte Talks
Talks,
Powerful
Powerful Minds.
Minds. We will delve into different topics for making a reflection in our daily lives while having a nice talk.
Prepare a comfort space or put us at the background of your tags and have a great time with us. Today, we are going to continue with our little but interesting section success or stress for the woman, I guess.
Today I brought some snacks to make today's episode more enjoyable. So, are you excited, Danny?
Yes, even more so today because we have our second episode called Market Self Love. And this topic feels like a glow, especially since people use the internet more than ever and beauty stereotypes are becoming more prominent to our society because of that, of this digital era.
This is the principal media that nowadays society uses to share how to be better, mostly in beautiful terms and mostly for women. Through the internet and through the influencers, many products are sold with the sugarcoat promise of self love.
It is a problem because so many times there are unnecessary products which only help capitalism. The people who recommend these products usually are lying about the reasons behind the purchase, saying only girls use this. For begin better, you must use etc. They in many cases make this only for money or more recognition and tell their audience lies that harm them physically and emotionally.
Exactly. I have an horrible perspective about that. So many people say that only influencers generate insecurities, but I think it's more deeper. I think that actually is the market industry that make us feel insecure. I mean, women will never be extremely aware about their weakness if no brand will have launched a product of that. Selling is as a wrinkles were something that needs to be eliminated because they make you look bad. This is an example, but it works like this.
And this idea about the pressure to be beautiful comes from age like old Egypt, where women went bananas to meet beauty standards. Now, these standards evolved and the power boys that influence these too. Now it is consumerism who puts one standards each seasons and with power discourse of brands and influencers makes you feel in need to buy.
Yes, it is true. Totally true. For my mental peace, I have to unfollow and hide so many influencers and accounts because there is always a new insecurity coming up and it is really hard to deal with. In the last year, on the TikTok platform, there were more than 10 trends about how to correct these things about yourself because they are wrong, because they make you look ugly, because you look better without them. It's like you have something fixed about yourself constantly. You have to fix this your bad things. I don't know. I'm gonna mention some of the trends. For example, how to have your skin lightened, laser cast to have your face shaped, the use of Botox in increasingly young women, rhinoplasty in girls under 16, extensive skincare routines with more than 6 products. Can't believe it. It's really crazy.
And guess who was the dominant sector of the beauty industry in 2024? Skincare and plastic surgeons, according to Banuba magazines. The problem is that thanks to the really powerful discourse supported by referring figures for the women audience, this market sells like hotcakes. So pay attention. You don't need 10 products for your skin. Many dermatologists recommend only 3. You don't need more than 10 makeup products in your skin, nor a bottle section each 6 months. And if you are under 16, you don't need any of these things.
Absolutely. Another point is that in this industry, the different models are presented with a perfect image. I mean, with beautiful smiles and great bodies, their life is perfect, this type of things. They are perfectly beautiful.
These women look like someone without problems, when the reality is that every one of us has problems, and we're also used to seeing a perfect representation of what we should be doesn't help. We've all gotten used to seeing these impossible standards, which don't take into account a lot of society facts. These stereotypes are so far from reality.
Normally, they use different products that promise to change our physical appearance and our emotional state. But in the deep, this tries to change our identity. And when we realize that we are satisfied for a few times, later we don't feel complete. These products only make us feel into a generic mold, and that's it.
In many cases, they use phrases like love yourself or you're enough. That is useful, but at the same time, not is correct. The industry always has one type of women and doesn't accept diversity.
I think this is related to the statement that the self love makes you better. What do you think?
That is true. Society shows that if you love yourself, you will be better. I think it is important to have love for ourselves, but that is a process that takes time, and material things alone don't help to reach this goal. In my opinion, you should first get to know yourself and understand what makes you special. If you want to try the things that the industry sell to us, it is okay. Mm, Just always keep in mind that the only things that we truly need is ourselves. But now I want to know your opinion.
Yeah, but I think that obviously your self love makes you better because you have more confidence and accept yourself. But that's the point. Self love is accepting yourself. So it's not fitting into molds or ignoring our own qualities. Of course, taking care of yourself, but not consuming and consuming products. It's ironic. Self love is something that you can buy in a shop, but you actually can develop insecurities in these shops. Seeing how the smallest difference between you and the starter is too bad. It's the terrible thing.
With all this talk about how the idea of self love is sold to women, how will you break down the real discourse that these campaigns promote? I will set one and then you can complete me. Old age is something shameful and everything must be done to prevent it from beginning. It is absurd. Again, it's a natural process. And while you should take care of your health, you shouldn't hide it.
That's a good one. I think these campaigns promote the discourse that only exists one beauty. I mean, beauty is universal and we might follow because if you are not like that, you are ugly. This is ridiculous because you are witnessing how beautiful people with unique features exist. This idea also promotes fat phobic ideas. Another discourse is that the more acceptance from the other people is better for you because that means that you are beautiful and popular. That's really wrong. Again, we don't need an acceptance to have love or beauty. The reality is that people harm other people to feel better with themselves, and this tells us why we don't believe in this reality. All are appearance in the media. Finally, one of the most common is if you want to love yourself, you must change. I really hate this discourse because it's not true, and also it's related with previous discourses. Like we present in our episode, we don't need to change ourselves to be perfect. We need to understand that we are unique, and if we follow the trends, we will use be equal to others.
You couldn't say better. And the worst thing about this discourse is that they are becoming powerful because of social media. Videos with more than 50 million of views about reaching the perfect body, perfect face, products to us every day, influence women since their early years to these ideologies and forgiving, accepting themselves and having their own essence.
This is an evidence that the problems begins in the society and is something that we need to change. But at the same time, I understand that this is hard because we have been using the same stereotypes for years, adapted to the era. I really wish society had changed these norms earlier.
Yeah, but I see that this generation tries to change this with comments in favor of accepting old beauties or not taking into account what others say. This gives me some hope for the future.
You're right. It is also true that many trainings pretend to talk about real self love like body positive, the inclusion of products for more hair types and skin types, trying to take us out of the standard mold. I just wish we were further along in eliminating beauty industry power discourses and influences.
Now, after talking about how our idea of acceptance is often permanent by powerful and large industries such as beauty, which generate great repercussions that are affecting from an early age, which modify the concept of stating to oneself and use it so that we only consume. Understanding that we live different realities, how do you think we can reach real self love?
Wow, that question. I think that knowing yourself and accepting that you're a unique person. I know that this process is not easy, but we are in an epoch with a lot of help. The idea is you find the correct information and later, if you want to change, follow the messages. It is okay as long as you know that this is in favor of you and doesn't affect that you are.
Sure, a beautiful message to our audience. Um, I want to tell you that it's when you find the real self love and accept yourself when you start getting close to your best version because you are more confident. You are happy in all dimensions, and this helps you improve all the aspects. You will be more optimistic and motivated than if you are only hiding yourself in a mold in which you don't fit in. Important also taking into account that as women we are more than a perfect face or the most radiant skin or products and beauty trends. Focus on other things that feed your soul. Other things like hobbies, knowledge, and values can give you a better version of yourself, a complete one in all the sense.
And a friendly reminder every time you feel insecure about yourself, think if this insecurity comes really from you and affects your happiness, or if it is silently imposed by society and you are just being different. Be yourself in your own mold.
What a great way to wrap up this episode.
Yes, thank you. I enjoy each minute and I hope that our audience also does so.
Remember to share with us your opinions and thoughts. Thanks for all the comments in the last episode. We feel really happy because you feel identified with the topic and you share your experience.
So, in the next occasion, we will deepen the idea that growing doesn't mean produce more. And also, we are going to read some of your comments.
Oh, that's sounds interesting.
You won't want to miss it.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.